Brewers TV is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Oh, the grills are hopping tonight. Roof is closed. There's a slight chance of rain. It's a beautiful night, though. Summertime has arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and it's the Brew Crew and the Guardians of Cleveland. Two contenders in each league. Jackson Cheerio, coming off one of the greatest weeks in Brewer franchise history, was named co-National League Player of the Week with his teammate, Jacob Mizorowski. Look at the numbers for the 22-year-old Cheerio, including the 5 home runs. And with that, we welcome you. Hi, everybody. Great to be back with you. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Vinny Rottino. We'll hear from Sophia Minard in just a moment. Well, what did I miss? I was gone a month. Brewers went 19-9 while I was away, Vinny. And now, big news, Cooper Pratt, at age 21, is going to make his Major League debut.
Well, welcome back to this side of the Atlantic, PA. But yeah, you definitely missed some storylines here for the Milwaukee Brewers. This kid, everyone's excited to see Cooper Pratt make his Major League debut. The 21-year-old from Mississippi won't be 22 until August. This kid is a special kind of talent. It's because of the glove. Yes, he is going to be developing with the bat. The power is going to come as he adds weight, but the glove is special, BA. He's going to be inserted into this lineup and onto this roster with no problem with playing everyday shortstop for this team. He made 2 errors in just 215 chances for the Nashville Sounds this year. This kid has all the ingredients to be a star someday. Maybe it'll be a little while, but we're going to watch him develop right here in Milwaukee.
Well, he'll wear number 12, and he will be the starting shortstop. And Sophia Minard, I think he's got the entire town of Senatobia, Mississippi here in Milwaukee tonight.
Yes, he sure does. His parents, Russell and Heidi, are here. His 3 brothers, girlfriend, uncles, cousins, his high school coach. You're right, a lot of people making the trip from Mississippi to see his Major League debut. And think about that 3 years ago, Cooper Pratt was still in high school before the Brewers drafted him in the 6th round. He won that minor league gold glove as a shortstop the following year in 2024. And now here he is, ready to make his Major League debut, recalled from AAA Nashville. The corresponding move, Luis Rengifo designated for assignment. So it was a great moment Sunday afternoon in the 6th inning as the Nashville Sounds were playing their game. Manager Rick Sweet, he had the good news for Cooper Pratt. Got the phone call. Cooper Pratt hug watch there in the Nashville Sounds dugout. But all the best hugs, handshakes, congratulations. You see the joy all over Cooper Pratt's face and what he would call a magical moment.
Kind of surprised me because the inning started and he was making, Sweetie comes out to make like a defensive change or a substitution, and he's like pointing to the outfield, and I'm like, I look behind me, look to left field, he's not pointing to left field. I'm like, dang, everyone looks like they're fine. I look back, he's pointing again, so I look at center field, and center field looks fine. Then I look back, and he's like, you. So I'm like, me? And he starts, yeah, you. So I'm like, okay. And I go in, and he told me the good news, and all my teammates were there. Got to give them the hug line, is what they were saying. But it was magical, man. It didn't quite feel real, and flew out the next day, and now I'm here.
Cooper Pratt is here, making his Major League debut as the Brewers shortstop in this matchup, a start of a 3-game series between the Brewers and the Cleveland Guardians. It's Slade Ciccone against Robert Gasser, getting ready for his 5th start of the season and looking for his first win of the season. We've got first pitch lineups, the start of this series against the Guardians coming up.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Freighted and the Medical College of Wisconsin. Brewers TV is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. On a beautiful Tuesday night, roof is all closed up. American Family Field, the site of the Brewers and the Guardians. And the boys are already hazing the rookie, letting Cooper Pratt run out by himself onto the field. What a moment for him as he makes his Major League debut. The starting shortstop wearing number 12. He's got his family here. Senatobia, Mississippi, population 8,500. There are his parents. He's got his 3 brothers. And the moment they watch their son and their family member realize a lifetime dream. Guy used to wear number 12 in a Brewers uniform, Stephen Vogt, 2-time Manager of the Year, back-to-back in the American League. He and Pat Murphy got their managerial jobs the same year. They have each won Manager of the Year in the last 2 seasons. Here is Vogue's Potawatomi Sportsbook batting order. Travis Mazzana will lead off. The rookie, Brian Rocchio, then Rhys Hoskins, former Brewer, David Fry, Kyle Manzardo, Stuart Fairchild with Quan, Arias, and Hedges. Rounding out the starting 9 against left-hander Robert Gasser. Vinny.
Making his 5th start of the season. He drew the short straw last time out, having to pitch in Vegas. I thought he pitched fairly well. The line's not going to show it. Gave up 6 earned runs, 4 homers. I thought only 3 of them. I thought 3 of his home runs he gave up last time out, BA, were cheapies. So let's see Robert Gasser have a better line tonight after facing the Guardians.
First pitch presented by Aurora Healthcare is upstairs for a ball, and away we go on a Tuesday night. Brewers coming in with a record of 43-26. And regardless of what happens tonight in game number 70, it'll be their best start in the first 70 games in franchise history. Gasser looking for his first win this year. Starting to trend in the right way. The numbers aren't pretty, but he looks like a pitcher that's starting to figure some things out on the mound. And Vinny's got the right lineup to try to get right against in the Guardians, minus Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, minus Jose Ramirez, minus Angel Martinez, and minus Chase DeLauder, who also hurt his rib in the last start. They lost 3 of their main bats.
That's in the air. Fighting the sun a little bit, coming through the panels. And Mitchell makes a catch, and that's how the night begins for left-hander Robert Gasser.
Let's take a look at that defense, brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Playing behind Robert Gasser tonight, Jackson Chorio in left. Garrett Mitchell just saw him make that play in center. Jake Bowers in right. David Hamilton at third. Cooper Pratt making his major league debut. Bryce Terang at second. Andrew Vaughn at first. And William Contreras working with Gasser.
And you wonder what's going through his mind right now. The adrenaline is pumping as Pratt gets the call from AAA Nashville. First pitch is low to Brian Rocchio.
What a special kind of moment for him to have to run out all by himself as they took the field. And look, I don't think they would have done that with just any kid making his major league debut.
I love that. Teammates already having some fun with him. Gets the stage to himself. Pratt ran all the way to the shortstop position. He turned around, and there were no teammates out there with him on the field. And he had to crack a smile and says, "You got me, boys." Sign of respect, though. They know he's going to be a great talent. And Vinny, he was with the Brewers quite a bit in spring training because of the World Baseball Classic. He actually got a lot of playing time, especially early in the first couple of weeks of spring training. So that's got to be a little bit comforting, knowing that he's been in the clubhouse, been in the dugout, been on the field with a lot of these guys.
He said as much, that he felt comfortable around this group. And you know, at the end of the day, he's got to enjoy the day, but at the same time, try and win a ball game. That's going to help him settle in. And he's all smiles all day long, and rightfully so. Just 21 years old. Won't be 22 until August.
2-2 to Rocchio. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's a big start for Robert Gasser as he's trying to put his season back together. Brewers need to get some good production in the back end of their rotation as Rocchio sends one in the air. Who wants it? Mitchell makes the call and the catch with Bowers out there at right. And there is out number 2. Both outs in the air to the center fielder Mitchell.
Let's check out tonight's Miller Time game plan, and it is just enjoy that day. Cooper Pratt, right? I mean, everyone knows what's going on. It's the young Phenoms major league debut. Enjoy the day, but also, again, just focus on trying to win this ball game, and he'll settle right in. Feels like a kid that just has that kind of makeup where he will be able to settle in into his major league debut.
Yeah, there's an it factor about him. There's no question, especially at 6 feet 4 inches. He is a major physical presence. You don't see many big shortstops like that across the history of Major League Baseball. As Rhys Hoskins pulls that one foul. Good to see Rhys back in Milwaukee. Did not end as he would wish. Last year he was injured. A good teammate, and he didn't really have a team going into the start of spring training. Ended up signing late with the Guardians.
Signed him as a minor league free agent and then made the team out of spring.
Had a good talk with Reese before the game today. Said he really enjoyed his time in Milwaukee. Met a lot of great people, a lot of lifelong friends here. And he and Stephen Vogt share a similar story about their short time in Milwaukee. But he's glad to be with the Guardians and be part of this group that is a contending group right now. They've been in a battle with the White Sox at the top of the American League Central. Yes, the White Sox are good now.
The Brewers played them at the right time, right at the beginning of the year before they started to find their identity. And yeah, they are in a battle with the Guardians for that AL Central.
1-2 misses. Gasser and a 2-2 count on Hoskins. Central looks like this with the Guardians at 39-33 in a virtual winning percentage tie with the White Sox, and then the Twins 6-back Tigers and Royals. Tigers have been the big surprise in that division. They have really struggled. And a swing at him is good pitch, sweeper. Slow breaking ball gets Hoskins in a 3-up 3-down inning for Gasser. Brewers coming to bat for the first time. Guardians fail to score. They go in order in the first. Now Christian Yelich and the Brew Crew ready to bat against Slade Ciccone. There's Pat Murphy. He'll be seated there all night. He's dealing with a bad hip and a bad back. And it's really bad, but he's toughing it out. Potawatomi Sportsbook batting order for Pat Murphy with Yelich, Churio, and Terang. First three in the batting order to get it started against Slade Ciccone, a fastball heavy right-hander, crossfire delivery. And Yelich greets him with a liner to right field. That is going to be caught by Fry. Great catch to start the game. As David Fry, the former Brewer farmhand, runs that one down for out number one.
Yeah, and a catcher and third baseman by trade, and David Fry runs this one down with a great route and a great jump. And talk about a great swing from Christian Yelich. Outstretched arm from David Fry hauls it in. That would have been a double for sure.
One pitch, one out. Here's Jackson Churio. What a week he had just posted last week. National League Co-Player of the Week with Jacob Mizorowski. How about that? Two Brewers, the National League representatives in the Player of the Week this week.
It just goes to show, BA, how talented this team is to have a couple of rising stars. You could argue that both of them already are. Jacob Mizorowski is certainly. Jackson Churio is making a name for himself around the league.
Big damage in just 35 games. Churio had one of the best weeks in the history of the franchise. Check it out. Tonight's Working on a Win, brought to you by The Home Depot. Hit .448. He had 5 of his 9 homers last week and 10 of his 26 RBIs in 6 games last week.
Right, .448, that's not his slugging percentage. That was his batting average. Just incredible what he can do with some pitches that have no business even being swung at times, and he hits them out. Incredible talent with his hands.
Churio in the air to left center, slightly off the end of the bat, but it's got some carry as Kwan runs it down. A flash of the power of Churio. Didn't even barrel that and sent it all the way out just shy of the wall. 2 up, 2 down here for Ciccone.
Yes, got a no decision last time out against the Yankees. That was on Tuesday. He went 5. He scattered 6 hits and only gave up 2 while punching out 7. But it's the cutter and better feel for the cutter, which is a new pitch for him this season for Slade Ciccone.
First ball swinging, Terang, and a huge divot out there behind second. Vazana cannot make the play and peels up some sod on his way in. That'll be an infield hit for Bryce Terang. Brewers are really aggressive early here against Ciccone. And that is a trench.
My goodness. It's like the tee box for me after I take out my driver, and
it's a sirloin steak right there, Vinny.
Just stuck in the ground at Travis Vazana as he's ranging over to his left. We saw that last series as well in left field.
Looked like a javelin going into the ground.
My goodness. And 2 hard hit balls for outs, and then that softly hit one for a base hit for Bryce Terang. Look for him to run. Slade Ciccone has given up 8 stolen bases on the year, hasn't caught anybody.
Takes him a while to unleash it as he deals to Contreras, who swings to the first pitch. And Rocchio makes the play to second base. Brewers are aggressive early against Ciccone. 8-pitch inning, an infield hit, but a 0. And we go to the second scoreless.
Cooper Pratt making his major league debut at shortstop for the Brewers tonight. The 2023 draft pick signed an 8-year contract back on April 3rd, and he has been patiently waiting for this moment since then. And Brewers manager Pat Murphy answering the question, how do you know when a player like Cooper Pratt is ready for this moment? And he said for him, defensively, he said, I thought he was ready as a shortstop last year. He thought that his defense was on par with Joey Ortiz and Bryce Terang, the up-the-middle defense. They got to see a lot of him in spring training this year, as both of those players were away playing for the World Baseball Classic. And so he said defensively, we are extremely confident in Cooper Pratt as a player. They know the offense will continue to develop and continue to catch up with his defensive game. And he said it's the right kid. It's the right who that Pat Murphy talks about all the time. His competitiveness, how much he cares, his baseball IQ, his work ethic. And he still also really believes in the defensive pieces around him, right? Having a platinum glover in Bryce Terang, and then maybe a platoon over at third base with Joey Ortiz and David Hamilton. So still very strong defense for this team, guys, and very excited as we start the Cooper Pratt era here in Milwaukee.
Sophia, what was the pass list like tonight for Pratt as Fry pops this one foul? I mean, we met a lot of the family and friends before the game. That was a wild scene for Pratt, Sophia, and you got to imagine his head spinning, but it's got to be 20-30 people up there.
There might be even more, BA. A lot of people making the trip from Mississippi. His father, Russell, drove here. He never flies. He's driven everywhere Cooper has played his whole life. His mother, Heidi, is here. His 3 brothers, girlfriend, uncles, cousins. He said his grandparents. His high school coach from Mississippi was on the field during batting practice. So, yeah, it was a big group. But you can tell they're full of joy and full of pride to see this moment come together.
I mean, it takes a village, as they say. And to see your guy make his major league debut. There's his mom right there, and so proud. That is Dr. Heidi Pratt, by the way, along with his father Russell. And apparently, Vinny, the next brother in line, so Cooper is the second of the 4. Older brother is Ozzie, and Quincy, who's going to be a senior, got a chance to be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an absolute stud on the diamond, and you know, maybe the Brewers can get him as well. He's a catcher, so we'll see what happens. I know Scott Nichols, the scout that signed Cooper Pratt, was adamant about how good of a player he was going to be, is all over the young catcher behind the plate.
Fry with a long battle here against Gasser.
And the thing that stands out with Sophia's report right there is the fact that this team believes that he is going to reach his ceiling. That's the type of makeup that Cooper Pratt has for the game, is the type of makeup that the kids that have that love the game, that want to get better, that are the first to show up after they sign a big 8-year extension in AAA. He's the first to show up at the ballpark. Those are the types of players that do get to their ceiling because they love to play so much. I mean, he certainly has the physical tools, but it's between the ears. That kid has it. It's his first day in the big leagues, but you can see, and you mentioned it last inning, BA, he's got that it factor.
He's got his initials on his belt. You know you're a big leaguer when your initials are on your belt and it's your first day. Pitch number 10 of the at-bat here against Fry. Fouls another one off. 5 consecutive sweepers from Gasser, and he can't quite retire David Fry. This will be pitch number 11. Fry came up in the Brewers system. He and Bryce Terang, very good friends. He knows a lot of these young Brewers. And there's ball 4. That's a heck of an at-bat. 11-pitch battle David Fry leads off this second inning with a walk. All right, Vinny, the Cooper Pratt scouting report.
Yeah, so he's got all the ingredients, the defense, elite hands. He's going to be a Gold Glove contender year in, year out. Again, just 21 years old. Consistent quality at bats with knowledge of the strike zone. Had 37 walks, 34 punch outs in AAA. He's got Bryce Terang type instincts on the bases. 17 stolen bases, only been caught once, and that makeup is the reason why it's all going to come together for him.
Was that your official scouting report? Are those your words?
I put that together. It took me a little while.
That reminds me of back in your old life.
Yep, my scouting
when
days.
You were a scout.
With your brother, yeah.
Yeah, nice going, Vinny.
Yep. Yeah, thank you.
You didn't break out the grades on the 80 grade, the 60 grade.
No, I did not break out the grades, but I do tell your brother and his colleagues that the reason why they won the World Series after, what was it, 2023? They just copied my reports. They used all my reports.
The year after you left.
Yeah, exactly. Gave him the answer key.
Kyle Manzardo here with a runner at first, and Gasser deals a strike. We'll see how Gasser navigates through the second inning. You always worry when a pitcher has an 11-pitch battle. That's a double-digit pitch count on the first batter, and it ends up as a walk. And a swing and a miss. Good comeback. Brewers pitching staff, Vinny, have been on the attack. If you had a chance to listen to Chris Hook on MLB Network earlier with Brian Kenny, he talked about the aggressive nature of the pitching staff. Pitching in the strike zone, but competitive pitches in the strike zone. Nobody has taken to that better than Jacob Mizorowski. Gasser doesn't have the arsenal of Mizorowski, but being aggressive in the strike zone is a really important piece to the pitching puzzle for Milwaukee.
You got to be able to get outs in the strike zone if you're going to pitch in the big leagues, especially when you're facing some teams like the Cleveland Guardians who don't chase, who they walk. That's the second walk of the inning.
Yeah, back-to-back walks and a deep pitch count here in this second. 2 on, nobody out. Let's hear a word from our friends at Gruber Law Offices.
Get a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. The one call, that's all.
William Contreras, his first mound visit. Stuart Fairchild will hit for the Guardians. 2 on, nobody out in this second inning. Guardians generally a poor offense. This is a team that has struggled this year, even with Ramirez, who was off to a less than Jose Ramirez start. But then they lost Ramirez Saturday. And this is a team down bottom third of the league in just about all the major offensive categories. One thing they do is pitch. And this is certainly a team you do not want to trail in the late innings. They have an excellent bullpen and a great closer. But you see where they rank. They're near the bottom in batting average and runs scored, OPS, and they lost Ramirez and 2 other big bats.
Chase DeLauder is that other bat, that left-handed swinging young outfielder for the Guardians, former first rounder. They're hoping that he does not have to spend time on the IL. But he ran into a wall a couple of days ago, was taken out of the game, and you never want to see a guy hurt, but if the Brewers don't have to face a Guardians lineup with Chase DeLauder in it, they'll take it.
One and 2 the count. Gasser could use a ground ball double play here. And a swing and a miss. He'll take that. Challenge him with a fastball and a strikeout. First out of the inning, second K for Gasser.
Well, Gasser, when he stays on his delivery and doesn't pull off towards third base, he does get that extra giddy up on the fastball. You saw it right there, a 1-2, 91-mile-per-hour heater right by Stuart Fairchild.
And that brings up Stephen Kwan, very accomplished defensive outfielder. He's been a Gold Glove Award winner every year in the big leagues. He is not hitting this year, though. He's only had the 1 home run. He's hitting .215. He's never been a huge offensive threat, but He is well below where many thought he would be in Cleveland. And Gasser going right at him. Cleveland starts a 9-game road trip here tonight. This is a pretty defining road trip for them. They've got 3 against the Brew Crew. They go to Houston, and then they have 3 against the White Sox to finish off their trip.
They haven't played the White Sox yet, their division rival, but that's the fastball right there from Gasser that he's got to live at that top rail. And again, just staying in that delivery is a key for him, not only to throw strikes, but have better finish on his pitches.
Ground ball, got a chance here, got to hurry, flip it to the back, throw it up first, in time. Turang with a cannon, and Cooper Pratt involved in his very first chance. He starts a 6-4-3 double play. Oh man, these two are going to be fun to watch. Pratt to Turang to Vaughn, and a pitcher's best friend gets Gasser out of the inning. Drone cam, courtesy of UW Credit Union. What a shot, what a scene here. See Lake Michigan out on the horizon. Just a few miles from downtown Milwaukee, American Family Field. And a good crowd on hand to see this one on a Tuesday night. 3 sellouts over the weekend. The Brewers taking 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. Jake Bauers, the former Guardian, leads off for Milwaukee in the second. Robert Gasser getting himself out of a mess in the second inning. Walked the first 2 batters, high pitch count, and then a strikeout and a 6-4-3 double play to get out of it.
The double play was started by Cooper Pratt, his first chance fielding in the big leagues.
Bauers has been on a serious run here. You can't call him hot anymore. He's just good. Good to great since August 26th. Numbers are fantastic. And when the major pieces were out, Yelich, Churio, and Vaughn, it was Jake Bauers who really carried this team offensively.
Yeah, you said it. Where would they be record-wise without Jake Bauers that first month of the season? I mean, overall, he's 17th in all of baseball in OPS, kind of a measure of your offensive production at 894.
Bauers, the club leader in homers and RBIs. 13 home runs, 46 RBIs. Top 10 in the league in RBIs. Top 10 in OPS as well, as he scrapes that one in the air. Long run out, both sides of the coin. The Gold Glover Kwan will make the play for out number 1.
Hey, make your favorite players all-stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star Ballot daily, or visit MLB.com/vote.
Brewers are not posting very well in the All-Star voting, so we're going to shame you all to max out your votes. Get these guys higher on the list. Everybody, the sound of my voice, just go max out your votes right now.
Get it done right now, because Turang and Bauers certainly belong to be a little bit higher than where they are.
Brewers will hopefully be well represented. May not have any starters, although Jacob Mizorowski's kind of trending as the National League starter. He and Sanchez and Skeens, those would be the choices right now. Andrew Vaughn, big wave and a miss. 1-2 the count on Vaughn. He has hit for a high average since he's come back from that fractured hand. Same injury Jose Ramirez is dealing with right now. Hamate bone.
Typically, that's been an injury where it's taken a little bit of time to gain the strength back in your hand, but That certainly hasn't been the case for Andrew Vaughn. He has been on a tear ever since he's been back.
Injured on opening day. Took about 6 weeks to come back. Roll over ground ball to short. Rocchio for the second out. Cam gives you the look at it.
That was that cutter. Andrew Vaughn gets around it. What does that mean? Hit the outside part of the baseball. That usually means a rollover, ground out.
Our thanks to Ryan Addison, home plate umpire, for wearing Cam for us tonight. Appreciate the umpires doing that. Here's Garrett Mitchell with 2 away. First ball swinging. Oh, nice pickup by Manzardo. That was a do or die play. He picked it clean. 1-2-3 inning. No score. 2 in the books. We go to the third. Here comes Gasser.
Celebrate America's 250th anniversary at the Brewers game on July 1st with post-game fireworks. Fans who purchase a special ticket also get an America's Pastime t-shirt. It's all presented by T-Mobile. Get tickets at brewers.com.
All right, here we go to the third inning. No score. Brian Anderson, Vinny Rottino, Sophia Minner, our terrific Brewers TV crew, led in the truck by Dan Keener and Lindsey Ploget. Great to be back in Milwaukee as Gabe Arias delivers a single into right field. Clean single to start the third inning. First hit against Gasser. Number 8 hitter Arias.
Yeah, Arias was slotted to be the everyday shortstop for the Guardians, but he had a bad hamstring strain and he has been out for a couple of months. This is his first at bat back, and he ropes a single into right field. That's brought to you by the Potawatomi Sportsbook Wire Cam.
So lead runner on, second consecutive inning the Guardians have had their lead man reach. There's Austin Hedges now.
Yeah, do you remember that this game is counted by ones and not 15s? Or
Love, no loves. We got a lot of love in here, but not on the scoreboard.
Good to have you back, BA.
Yeah. I brought some red clay home with me for you. Dust up your socks.
Croissants.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know where the croissants are sitting right now. Right in my boiler. 5 a day for 3 weeks. Goodness.
People survive off those things over there, right?
Come on. So good. Gave young Dom his first ever macaroon.
Dom's never had a macaroon.
He never
before?
had a macaroon, not a French macaroon.
I don't think I have either then.
Yeah, well,
thanks for bringing me one.
Well, there's a shelf life on those things, Vinny. Dom crushed him. No place I'd rather be. I was watching you guys. The late night West Coast games actually work out perfectly for Paris. Right about breakfast time, you wake up and catch the last 3 or 4 innings of the Brewers game.
Did the French have some version of SportsCenter where they covered
Nope.
Jacob Mizorowski's
The
gem of
MLB
20?
app is
Okay.
all I needed. The
All right.
MLB app. No, L'Equipe wasn't covering Mizorowski's prowess there. 1-2 on Hedges. Right off the end of the bat, Terang gonna get the tag, throw to first, and he turns it into a double play.
And the kid playing next to him is making his major league debut, is marveling at this gem right here by Bryce Terang, the Platinum Glover. He knows who's running, tags Arias, and then has enough time to go ahead and complete the double play on Austin Hedges. This is our Aurora Healthcare defensive play of the game. That's wizardry right there.
I think he was going to be out anyway. If you saw Lance Barksdale, the crew chief, second base umpire, he pointed immediately to the base runner as he went out of the baseline, so the throw was in time. But even if the throw was not, it was going to be a double play anyway. After Arias went out of the baseline. So a couple of double plays here for Gasser. Bazana hitting for the second time. He knows all about the hype and making his major league debut. He did so with the Guardians earlier this year. highly touted prospect.
The first overall pick, Travis Bazzana, in the 2024 draft out of Oregon State. His contract was selected on April 28th. Made his major league debut then.
He was Cleveland's first ever overall #1 pick. First Australian-born player to be selected with the top overall pick in MLB history. Gives you an idea of how advanced the game is in Australia. A guy named Phil Dale was a big part of the boom in baseball in Australia. Bazzana yanks that one foul. Hit that up there where you don't see many baseballs.
Barreled that one up way out in front of it. Talented player, knows the strike zone just about as good as anybody in the major leagues.
Right off the end of the bat, lazy fly ball, and Mitchell will settle under it. Gasser with a couple of double play balls. He's got 3 scoreless on the board against the Guardians. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd, and Cooper Pratt is ready to make his first official big league at bat as he hustles his way to the rack. Who's Cooper Pratt? Let's find out.
Cooper Pratt, 6th-round pick in the Milwaukee Brewers organization.
This ball is way gone. Didn't miss it off the video board in left.
Cooper Pratt just continues to shine.
He really does feel like a 5-tool guy. He's the best player here this weekend.
Cooper Pratt is homered again. Gone for Pratt to left field and deep. This ball's gonna get out of here. Cooper Pratt blast. He jumped all over that one.
How about Cooper Pratt?
Cooper Pratt getting a huge contract. Showed well in spring training at big league camp.
Pretty excited, pretty stoked.
Young budding star, Cooper Pratt.
The soul of this team today.
409 feet for Pratt.
He's now had 3 hit days in 4 of his last 5 games.
In the center, this one's over. Pratt's the hero.
It is all smiles and hugs. Cooper Pratt is headed to the Brewers.
And as he is introduced, you hear chants of Coop like the old days with Cecil Cooper. And Cooper Pratt's family rise to their feet in his first at-bat in the big leagues. Matt Arnold is with us, the man who signed him to that big contract before he ever had a day in the major leagues. And it got to be a special moment for you, Matt, as I'm watching you watch Cooper get introduced here.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of emotions, man. You go back with these kids and you think about, you know, people like Scotty Nichols, who scouted this guy and spent a lot of time with the family and got to know him and did just an incredible job. And to see him, you know, go from Mississippi to where he is right now is just it's emotional. Honestly, it's awesome.
What an ovation. His first at bat in the big leagues. Slade Ciccone be his first pitcher and takes a strike. We talked about the tools. Vinny, you've been in this position making your major league debut. How do you even keep your wits about you for your first at bat?
Well, I couldn't, but this kid looks like he's just totally fine. I mean, that's part of the reason why you guys like him so much.
And a ground ball to short. And the first at bat is in the book. So give us a little more, Matt, on Pratt. Why do you think he's ready now to be your big league shortstop?
Yeah, you know, when you make these kind of moves, honestly, you want to talk to a lot of people, the people that are around him. And I was able to make a couple of trips actually into Nashville to talk to Rick Sweet and the staff there. And those are the guys that are closest to him, you know, and making sure it's the right fit and the right time for the organization. And, you know, when you have a chance to connect with the people that are closest to him, they were all raving about him and what he did. And obviously started maybe a little bit slow, but here we go.
Hamilton drops a bunt down. Close play at first. Ciccone makes a nice play.
But yeah, so many people were just in his corner and said such great things about him. And we knew this was the kind of kid that we were investing in. And again, just so proud of him to be here in this moment.
What makes you guys believe that this kid is going to be the shortstop for the next 10 years for the Milwaukee Brewers?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, that when you invest in guys like this, you want to invest in the right person. You know, and that's, I think, the first and foremost thing. He's a great kid. He loves the game. When I went down there to visit him, we had already given him the contract, and he was the first player at the ballpark that day. You know, it just says everything about who he is. and how much he loves the game, and not only does he love the game, he's really talented. He's a premium defensive shortstop. He's physical, has all 5 tools as we've talked about. So I'm just so excited for him.
What makes you guys think the bat's gonna develop?
Yeah, it's a guy that's really young for the level, and he's athletic. He's physical. He's starting to juice balls out of the ballpark. He can hit it to all fields. He's starting to learn how to do little things as well that we know that Murph is going to require of him to be a big leaguer here. So again, everybody, not everybody hits the ground running right away, and so we know that there are going to be bumps along the way. He's going to make an error. He's going to swing and miss. Those things will happen, right? It's just like Bryce Terang did, and now Jackson Churio when they first got here, right? And now they've emerged to be all-star candidates, and so we know that's going to happen. But I think the sky's the limit for this kid.
He's going to get big and physical too, isn't he? I mean, 6'4", 210 right now, and he looks like a string bean still. He's going to put on some good weight, right?
Big shoulders, man. You were a scout, you know what it looks like. Yeah.
Watching Christian Yelich here as we visit with Matt Arnold. Major League debut of Cooper Pratt. And Yelich chops one on the ground out to second base. And that'll retire the side. Can you stay another half inning? I'd love to get into the ball club too. Matt Arnold going to continue with us. Cooper Pratt got his first at bat out of the way. A 6-3 ground out. He'll have plenty more. And Gasser returns to the mound in a scoreless game in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Miller Lite. Taste you can depend on. And by Northwestern Mutual. Discover a better way to money at northwesternmutual.com. We head to the 4th, no score. Robert Gasser back on the mound for the Brew Crew. Matt Arnold continues with us after a quick 3-up, 3-down inning with 3 ground ball outs. Both pitchers off to good starts. Gasser has walked the tightrope, couple of walks in the second. Got out of it with a strikeout and a double play, and then a double play ball last inning as well. And I want to continue our conversation. We talked a lot about Cooper Pratt last inning, but switching gears to the ball club and what Cooper Pratt means to this club. Now you designated for assignment Luis Rengifo. Here's Pratt. Let's see if he makes his play. Kind of slipped a little and throws it away. And he'll have his first error in the big leagues. Looked like he lost his footing there, Vinny.
Yeah, sailed that throw a little bit. Got there, but that plant foot, that left foot, just slipping out from underneath him just a hair right here. Take a look. He tries to slam on the brakes. It's actually the right foot, and he sailed the throw. Brian Rocchio running down the line.
So an E6 puts a runner at second base. So Matt, the move with Luis Rengifo, that puts maybe Hamilton and Ortiz as your third base platoon, essentially?
Yeah, potentially. Look, I mean, the thing is with these guys, it's great is they all have versatility. Even somebody like Terang has experience on the left side of the diamond too. So the fact that all of these guys can do that and do it well, have history of doing it, is a really good thing. And they're all, some guys have different strengths in different ways, but the fact that we can use them interchangeably, I think, is a really good thing. And Murph has connected with these guys great about, what their roles look like looking forward.
Out on a pop-up is Rhys Hoskins for out number 1. This team has kind of popped the clutch here in the last month, 6 weeks or so, from what you saw earlier in the season. And I know you were confident, and we had plenty of conversations early with all the injuries the Brewers were enduring early in the season. What have you seen? Like, what's been the secret sauce of this little run here the last month?
Man, I honestly, it's just been an all-hands-on-deck effort. I mean, we talked about this before the game, BA, just the fact that we were hit with the injuries, and at the same time, with the
ground ball to Hamilton, and 2 outs. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, the injury there initially to Vaughn and Churio and having Yelich out all at the same time is really tough to weather for any team to lose kind of the middle of your order. And so the fact that we were able to get them back and healthy, and for the guys that were here, and you mentioned, Jake Bauers stepping up the way he has, several of these guys, William Contreras, et cetera, just all these guys, Terang, just doing an incredible job while those guys were out. And now that to have them back and having a nicely stacked lineup that just gives us more depth there is, it makes us really dynamic, and we can beat you in a lot of different ways.
After all of that, all the injuries, but holding water in the early part of the schedule. And then you look at that graphic. This is going to be, no matter what happens today, the best start through the first 70 games in franchise history.
I missed the graphic, to be honest with you. So there you go.
Fly ball into right field. And Bowers makes a play. It's awesome, Matt. We appreciate it. Always great to catch up with you. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Matt Arnold,
thanks,
the architect. He's put it all together. He's doing a great job. That's why he's the executive of the year. He's got his own parking spot.
Brewers and Guardians back here in a big day for the Pratt family. 21-year-old Cooper Pratt making his major league debut at shortstop tonight, joined here by his parents, Heidi and Russell. And Russell, we begin with you. You made the long drive from Oxford, Mississippi to be here. As you've watched Cooper here in the first couple of innings, how are you feeling watching him make his dream come true?
It's really good. Thankfully that air didn't hurt him. We're just thankful to be here as a family and just to share this experience with him, and just so happy for him. So thankful for the Brewers and for everything they've done for us, and just felt so welcome. We've had a big contingent of people that followed him here, and it's just exciting. It's like a family reunion. We're very spread out as a family. It's nice to have everybody here.
Well, your wife Heidi was flying with one son, Jet, to another baseball tournament in California. What was your reaction when you got the news from Cooper that he was coming here to Milwaukee?
I came home from church. I turned on the TV. I saw a really bad at bat. He didn't hustle the first, and then they took him out of the game. I thought they were bringing him out of the game because he didn't hustle the first. And then he sent me a text saying I'm getting called up. I hope it's the only time he's ever rewarded for not running to first. And I left the house and drove for 45 minutes and realized I was going the wrong direction, and flipped around and changed course, and took me about 9-10 hours to get here. Yeah, I don't fly, so yeah.
That might be the most classic baseball dad response I've ever heard, that you were hoping it wasn't because of a bad at bat. But, you know, to have the support, you know, your wife, your parents are sitting next to you, your mother raised 6 boys, you and your brothers, you come from a baseball family, and he's the first to make it to the major leagues. What does that mean to your family?
Oh, no, my mom, we raised 6 boys. We all played college baseball. 2 brothers played professional baseball. My baby brother played college football. To make it here, you just can't anticipate it. It really is a dream. It's surreal. I think he was rubbing it into my brother Scott, who played AAA baseball minor league baseball for about 8 years. And he was rubbing it in the other day, saying it was the first Pratt to make it. Hopefully not the last, but the first, yeah.
Well, hopefully some of your boys might make it. There's a chance right here. Heidi, for you, you know, there's a lot of pressure that comes with a contract and a commitment like this, but they all believe that Cooper is the right kid, the right person. What can you tell us about Cooper and his work ethic and what has allowed him this opportunity?
Cooper's just the best. He's just a great human being, you know, and I think he plays a kid's game, so he doesn't take it too serious. And I think, honestly, that's what's got him here, is that he knows that it's fun, and he makes it fun. He plays fun, you know, and he loves the game. He looks forward to the next game. You know, he's a hard worker. He puts a lot of pressure on himself, but at the end of the day, you know, he'll be like, Mom, there's another game tomorrow. You know, we got this. So it's great.
And you were in California. You got the news. What was your reaction? When you got the call from Cooper?
I was so excited. I got a text when I got off the airplane, and it said, you know, I saw several texts, but basically like, it's happening, and this is just like what, you know, a boy's dream. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a Major League Baseball player, you know, so to see it actually happening, and just the excitement, I mean, all of us are just ecstatic. We're still like living on like a cloud because it's just so fantastic.
Well, congratulations to both of you. It's a great day for Cooper, for your family, and we're looking forward to watching him here in Milwaukee for a long time. Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much.
BA.
Great family there. And then Cooper's mom, she's the real hero in the family. Dr. Heidi Pratt. I mean, she's actually like helping save lives and change lives. Not like us out here watching games and her son playing games.
Talking baseball, yeah.
And shout out to Cooper's high school baseball coach, Chris McMinn, who's here, Magnolia Heights High School, Senatobia, Mississippi. They have a powerhouse high school. I think he said 14 of the last 16 state champions.
It's amazing.
At Magnolia Heights.
Yeah, Cooper, his senior year, that was 4 in a row at that point when they won. It's amazing baseball factory, it seems. More Pratts coming.
Ball and a strike on Jake Bowers. And a bouncing ball to second. That'll turn into a 4-6-3 double play. And that will retire the side. But Bryce Terang with the Pratts on the mic goes deep. Terang with home run number 11, his second hit of the game. And his new Keystone combo mate enjoying all of that one. Here we go to the 5th inning. The Brewers now have a lead 1-0 as Robert Gasser staked to a lead. Bryce Terang with a home run. Gasser's gotten himself out of a couple of jams. Facing Stuart Fairchild. Fairchild leading off for the Guardians. We have entered the month of June, Home Run Challenge month, courtesy of PCF.org. We do it every year. As Gasser gets a strikeout, Michael Milken makes his annual appearance with his former employee, Mark Atanasio. First of all, was he a good employee?
He was fabulous, but he's even a better baseball owner since you have the best record of wins divided by payroll in the history of the major leagues.
See, that's a couple of financial guys going with the payroll right away. Michael, it's great to see you. And you know, this project, I won't even call it a project anymore. It's just such a massive piece to the year and all the money that you've raised. Give us some of the highlights from your perspective this year.
So we've raised $1 billion. You can learn about, there's 15 new therapies. So if radiation didn't work and surgery didn't work and hormones didn't work, we have 15 other things. And a man who's diagnosed today has a 98% probability of living 5 years and longer and a 90% of living a normal life. So the awareness program by the Brewers, yourself, Major League Baseball, this is the #1 awareness program in history. And the month that most men get checked happens to be the 30 days after Father's Day, which is this Sunday. And I noticed you don't have
I need one.
Your blue wristbands on here.
Get the wristband.
Gotta have it. I need it, actually. It's getting a little hot up here. Fly ball into left field. And Churio's under to make the play. And I'm sure for you, Mark, this is always something interesting and poignant every year. Not only to be a part of it, but to do it with your good friend Michael.
Friend, mentor, visionary. You know, my dad had prostate cancer, was a survivor, and you know, one of the doctors from UWM, Josh Lang, was saying that he believes that Michael has saved millions of patients, millions.
Well, the Brewers have made a big contribution in Major League Baseball. You can't walk a park where a person doesn't tell you, no, I heard you talking about that simple blood test. I went and got tested and I was fine, or they caught it early. It's made a huge difference in this country. Most men never go to the doctor. You know, I had a guy tell me once, he doesn't go to the doctor because he could find out he's dying, and if he doesn't go, he's fine. So
Right.
the women usually go take care of the kids, they go to the doctor. So, but it's changed so much over the years, these new technologies, the use of AI, and so there's no reason not to get that simple blood test.
It sounds like a Yogi Berraism.
Yeah, it is. That's a great cause, and every home run is obviously a sizable donation.
30,000 for every Brewer home run
Tonight, while Mike was on the air in the broadcast.
And you got Terang.
30,000.
You put one on the board. Hopefully, we'll have a few more.
Well, and it's
one.
50,000 for a Grand Slam. So between the home run and the Grand Slam, that's 80,000.
I
So
like it.
we need to load the bases
Need
and
some
then
base
hit a home
runners.
run tonight.
Michael Milken, Mark Atanasio with us. And every year we promote the Keep Dad in the Game campaign, prostate cancer research. And Michael and his foundation, PCF.org, have been such a big part of that. You've been how many ballparks have you been in, Michael? I know you've been
11.
on a tour.
Well, we're going to 5 in the next 3 days.
Nice.
But this ballpark is so beautiful, just beautiful. And the kids, when you come here, that was the idea. Go with your dad, your grandfather, your uncle, remind them again a simple test. And it's such a pleasure to be in this park and to see the kids coming in this park.
It's great to have you. Thanks
you.
for all the incredible work. And great
Thanks.
to see you, boss.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah.
Brew Crew's hot. We're raising money. It's a beautiful night. Sun is setting in Wisconsin, and the Brewers lead 1-0. It's all good. Andrew Vaughn will lead off for the Brewers. 1-0 Milwaukee on a Bryce Terang homer. That put $30,000 in the charitable donation bin. PCF.org home run challenge, raising money for cancer research, prostate cancer research. Michael Milken certainly does a great job. Puts his money where his mouth is too. He has done this for a long time. Baseball's been fully behind it for many years, decades even. And he and Mark, close relationship. It's good to see that friendship turn into some excellent fundraising opportunities through PCF.org. Brewers lead on a Bryce Terang homer. And Vaughn starting off this 5th inning. It'll be Mitchell to follow, then Cooper Pratt. Vinny, did they kick you out? I didn't see you on the during the interview portion of that.
I was.
Did you
eating
escape
some food.
out the back door?
No.
They call that an Irish goodbye, I believe. That's a strikeout for Vaughn.
No, I'm back, VA.
That's good. I missed you. Did you take the test?
I didn't take it.
Yeah, he's got the PCF.org challenge.
That's a sinker to get Andrew Vaughn looking. But yeah, Michael told me I got to take this, and I have a potential to win a vacation to Hawaii. So
yeah, I mean, it's
You're
worth
doing
taking
that?
the test.
Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Screening is the most important thing. Make sure you go see your doctor if it's caught early, easily treatable. Don't be the tough guy. That's what we like to say. Don't be a hero. Early screening is a lifesaver. Those of you who have gone through it, you know that. Mitchell takes one in the dirt. Brewers have had a very aggressive approach tonight, swinging early in the counts.
They're trying to attack that cutter from Slade Ciccone, and you notice that he's throwing more breaking balls ever since that first inning, mixing in the slider and curveball. Completely abandoned the sweeper has Slade Ciccone. He's tried to tweak his arsenal over the course of his 2 years here in Cleveland. Kind of revamped his mechanics a little bit, added that cutter, and these last 7 starts, going on 8 now, he's been good.
Has had back-to-back starts against the Yankees. Cleveland got rained out on Sunday. That was Ciccone's day. So he's actually pitching on his 7th day. He's had 6 full days of rest. Bouncing ball to first, and that eats up Manzardo. Mitchell flying down the line, able to beat it out. Manzardo has done that a couple of times, trying to pick up that short hop. And that one glanced off his glove. Bazana was there, but unable to make the play. We see it all courtesy of Wirecam at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Second error in as many innings for the Cleveland Guardians, and you can see right out of the box, Garrett Mitchell is running hard. He knows he had a ton of topspin on that baseball and too difficult for Manzardo to handle.
All right, here's Cooper Pratt now, second at bat in the big leagues. It was a ground out first time up for Pratt. Pratt with 6 home runs in AAA Nashville. Hit .241. He drove in 32. By the way, they're going to score that as an infield hit for Mitchell. So the Brewers with their 3rd hit. Mitchell a speedster at first. And Pratt a good take.
I talked to Brenton Del Chiaro, who is the minor league hitting coordinator for the Brewers, and they said they wanted Cooper Pratt, and the adjustment that he has made is attack early. Look for that fastball early and drive it. Got a very good eye and comfortable hitting with 2 strikes.
On the ground, Zana is going to make the play. A 4-3 put out on the play. Mitchell goes to second. Brewers with a runner in scoring position. A couple of ground outs for Cooper Pratt in his first 2 trips. Slade Ciccone, big right-hander. He's 6'4", facing the speedy David Hamilton. Tried to bunt his way on last time up. Ciccone made a nice play on him. Be interesting to get into the mind of David Hamilton. Not sure what his role is going to be. You hear about these young talented infielders, and then Cooper Pratt signs his $50 million deal, 8-year deal, before he plays a game in the big leagues. So you start doing the math. But Hamilton has shown enough where it was Rengifo who got designated for assignment. And Hamilton and Joey Ortiz will operate in a platoon.
I love Pat Murphy's answer to that question as well. If you feel the pressure and you can't handle it, then you're in the wrong sport. You're in the wrong business. I mean, everyone's coming for your job. And so these guys have learned over the course of their major league careers, just put your head down. Doesn't matter what people are doing behind you, in front of you, on the side of you. You just do your job, and hopefully things work out. Try and just quiet all that noise around you.
Hamilton a chance to drive in a run here with 2 outs, and a good take on a 1-2 pitch. That was a slider. Base hit should score Mitchell if it touches the outfield grass. He'll be off for the crack of the bat. Hamilton strikes out. Slow curveball from Ciccone. Inning is over. Brewers get an infield hit. Strand a runner at second. It's a tight one here. 1-0 Brew Crew as we go to the 6th.
New salad stuffers, only at Panera.
Rivalry baseball is back when the Brewers play the Cubs Friday, June 26th through Sunday, June 28th. Get here early to explore the new Plaza experience, including a new beer garden, kids playground, including a giant climbable cow, live music, food trucks, mini golf, and more.
I love it. And our good friends at Joy Baby, big part of that. Yeah, that looks awesome, doesn't it?
I want to climb that climbable cow right now.
Yeah, let's go.
It's fun.
Right by where we park.
I took your spot though again.
Yeah, everybody took my spot.
We forgot you worked here.
I'm like George Costanza. I showed up anyway. I don't even know if I'm really even employed anymore right now. Just coming to work. Everybody's asking, what does that guy do?
You got to fix the glitch of your paycheck.
Austin Hedges takes a strike. 0-2. A little bit of a rocky start as far as pitch count and control. Had a couple of walks to start the second inning, but then he locked it in. A strikeout and a double play ball got him out of that inning. Another double play in the third, and then he worked around a Cooper Pratt error to start last inning. Guardians have had their lead runner reach, or lead batter reach, in the last 3 innings, and still zeros on the board for the young Gasser.
Yeah, it's a good job by Robert Gasser working around some traffic, especially in that 4th inning after that Cooper Pratt error. Nothing's going to make a kid feel worse than making an error, a crucial error in his big league debut. Led off the inning and then ended up getting out of it, no harm, no foul.
Jammed him, little pop-up foul. That's going to be in the seats. Gasser's retired 6 in a row. Already a bit on bonus time here as he's completed 5 innings. But this is kind of what you're talking about, Vinny, when we hit the air concerning Gasser. And there's Chris Hook, Brewers pitching coach. He's starting to look like himself again. Post-surgery, post-comeback, getting his confidence back, his strength back. And the baseball is coming out of his hand the way he wants. As Hedges slaps one into left field, a base hit. And just the second hit of the game gives us a chance to hear a word from Potawatomi Sportsbook.
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team. Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook, your sport, our stadium.
Lead runner on once again. 4th time in the last 5 innings. Yeah, that's a strike, either called or a swing, probably both occasions. That one did clip the bottom of the strike zone. Joel Kuhnel is in the Brewers bullpen getting ready.
It took Gasser 93 pitches to get through those 5 innings last time out against the Athletics in Las Vegas. And again, I thought he was key in that series just to get through that many innings when the ball was absolutely flying out of the ballpark.
Close one. Against the A's, 5 innings, gave up the 6 earned runs. The line doesn't look great. Strikeouts were there, but what a launching pad that is in Las Vegas. This is one of the toughest places to pitch you can dream of.
Yeah, short porch, wind was blowing out, like playing on a parking lot on the moon. That's how guys kind of describe it. And Robert Gasser had to navigate those conditions. And he looks sharp tonight. Good bounce back start. Let's see how he fares in this top of the 6th. Getting close to the end of the line here with 88 pitches.
Mazana, fast runner, tough guy to double up. 0 for 2 tonight, couple of outs in the air. And Mazana rips that one to center field, but Mitchell is right there. Mazana hit that like a bullet. Boy, that had a different kind of sound to it. You can tell why the Guardians love this kid. He's 0 for 3 though.
Yeah, just another quality at bat from this kid, taking pitches just off the edges, and it forces a pitcher to come into the zone, and that's what Gasser does. That's right down the middle, and Mazana squared it up, but right at Garrett Mitchell.
Left the bat at 102. He got nothing to show for it. So 1 away, runner at first. Here's Brian Rocchio, switch hitting shortstop.
Kid's having a nice season, 271 average. Arias was supposed to be the everyday shortstop, but once he got hurt, Brian Rocchio has taken the job and run with it. He's been a key piece to the Guardians' success this season.
Earned the nickname Playoff Rocchio with his unexpected deliveries in the postseason the last 2 years. I called an ALDS and an ALCS with Cleveland 2 years ago, and had the whole crowd chanting his name, Rocchio, but not this time. Gasser gasses him up and strikes him out with a high fastball.
He's getting a lot of swings and misses at this pitch right here. That 4-seamer, letters and higher, and you cannot square it up. It's similar to a Kyle Harrison type of a fastball at the top of the zone.
It's going to be Chris Hook, the pitching coach, who will make the pitching changes. And yeah, Hook with some encouraging words for Gasser. They don't want the matchup with a lefty on Rhys Hoskins. So they'll bring on the right-hander, Kunal, and a nice hand on his way out for Gasser, 5 2/3 innings. Our wire cam brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. And a look inside American Family Field on this Tuesday night. Runner at first, 2 outs. Robert Gasser is out, 5 2/3. And it'll be Joel Kunal on to pitch. He'll face Rhys Hoskins here, trying to get this last man out. Our Gruber Law offices, 1 call, that's all, call to the pen. Starts him with strike 1. Cutter at 91. Joel Kunal had all of Major League Baseball thinking the Brewers had some witchcraft going on.
He was averaging 94, 95 miles per hour with his fastball before the Brewers got him. And now it's 99 to 100 with a nasty slide. I don't blame everybody in baseball wondering what we're doing.
What kind of sorcery do the Brewers have going there in Milwaukee?
It's the water in Lake Michigan.
That's right. I thought Chris Hook gave a good answer to Brian Kenny today, same as he's told us. But you know, he can't explain it, but he's probably got a little bit of anger in there. He's got a little bit of freedom in there that he wants to prove people wrong. And the Brewers are an organization from the second you walk in the clubhouse. It is their secret sauce. They make you feel like you're part of it. Even the new guys or the rookies or whoever, it's like you are not only wanted here, but you're needed here.
Well, Pat Murphy talks about the focus is never on the individual. If that's who you are, then they don't want you. Find another team. It's all about competing and helping the Milwaukee Brewers win baseball games. And players feel that. And they can compete with freedom because of that.
Well, he is throwing that cutter in the low 90s. 3-2 to Rhys Hoskins with a runner at first. Takes off and a soft liner. That is a fair ball. Churio's got to play it well. He does. They're going to hold the runner around third. Hedges. And smart move. It's going to be a double for Hoskins. Comes with 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Any other runner besides the slow-footed catcher Austin Hedges, you're going to be able to score and send them around third base, especially with 2 outs. And you see that hanging breaking ball right there. And Rhys Hoskins, we've seen him do that as a Milwaukee Brewer. Keep the hands back and pull it. You know, Austin Hedges just not fast enough to score on this one. And with 2 outs.
Rudeles Odor, Guardians third base coach, made the right call. You're kind of in aggressive mode as a third base coach in spots like this.
Yeah, well, runs are hard to come by for the Cleveland Guardians anyway. And it's a 1-0 game with 2 outs. You're going to want to try and risk it. It takes 2 good throws to get you. And take a look at Austin Hedges. He's cutting the bases well. But that stop sign is put up because he would have been dead to rights at home. I would imagine it would have been a piano on his back going around third base, especially as a catcher. It's a long way to run.
So Chris Hook, another visit to the mound, this time in an official pitching coach capacity, as Daniel Schneemann is going to come off the bench to hit for David Fry. So a pinch hitter here with 2 outs, second and third. Schneemann up there hacking first pitch. Schneemann has an interesting connection to Cooper Pratt, by the way. Schneemann played for Cooper's uncle at BYU. Cooper's uncle is the head baseball coach at BYU. So another Pratt connection here among all of those in the stands here to see him in his major league debut night. Schneemann likely to stay in the game in right field. Bit of a platoon there with Fry and Schneemann, and he takes a strike. Backdoor cutter, perfectly placed, and it's 0-2. Big pitch right here. 1-0 Brewers. Second and third Cleveland. 97 with a fastball from Kunal.
Good take right there from Schneemann. That pitch was headed right for the corner. Had late sink to it, just off the edge. He's going to have to come up with a big pitch right here. Biggest spot of the game.
His cutter's his bread and butter. See if he goes with it. 2-2. Schneemann on the ground. Got the fastball. A big one, too, at 98 miles an hour. And Kunal gets out of the mess. Guardian strand runners at second and third. 1-0 Brewers as we go to the home sixth.
.com.
Well, Sal Frelick is hosting a great event, an unforgettable night in Milwaukee coming up at the New Fashion, which will be benefiting Best Buddies International and their mission to create opportunities for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And the event will feature interactive games, a silent auction, great food and drinks, some meet and greet opportunities, some Brewers teammates expected to attend. That'll be July 23rd, 5 to 8. And Sal has been a long-time ambassador and partner with Best Buddies, so that should be a really great event coming up in a few weeks.
I love that he does that. And Christian Yelich, part of that community outreach as well, had a big concert a month ago. It's a huge success. And Yelich leading off in the sixth inning. Tight game here tonight. First game of a 3-game series with Cleveland. Daniel Schneemann stays in the game to play center field. That moves Fairchild to right. And Joel Kunal comes on and gets through the inning, stranding runners at second and third. Each club with 3 hits. The Brewers got a home run from Bryce Terang in the fourth. Difference in the ball game right now.
Yeah, we figured it would be a low-scoring game and series overall. Just the way that both of these teams have been throwing the ball all year long.
And Yelich strikes out. Good curveball from Ciccone. He's gotten a couple of strikeouts on that curveball. Last 2 hitters, actually.
Yeah, he's got a good one. It's a top-to-bottom breaker, 2-plane breaker. And gets Christian Yelich to swing over the top of it. It's late.
First 3 innings did not have a strikeout, but he's had 4 in his last 3 innings. Jackson Chourio was his first strikeout victim in the fourth. Pitching ranks in their respective leagues very similar. Brewers and Guardians. ERA, Brewers and Guardians each third in their respective leagues, as you see Ashby loosening. Starting pitcher ERA top 3 for both teams. Relief pitcher ERA top 5 for both teams. So there's a lot of similarities. The Guardians bullpen is where you see most of their strikeouts. And they've got one of the dominant closers in the game in Smith.
Cade Smith took over for Emmanuel Clase. Remember, he got in all kinds of trouble last year. Clase with that gambling scandal, and Cade Smith has taken over that closer's role and run with it.
Clase and Luis Ortiz both currently on the restricted list, and they've got a trial date set. It's a very serious issue. It is amazing that the Guardians have been able to not only get through that, just talking from a baseball perspective, one of the best closers in the game, most dominant closers in the game in Class A, but also the kind of the psychological part of that as well. As Chourio, good take right on the edge. Ciccone missed with it though, a sinker, and Chourio is aboard for the first time. Ball 4 presented by Felco.
And we've been seeing Jackson Chourio do that, especially even with 2 strikes. He's not expanding the zone, taking pitches off. And the league is going to have to adjust to him and come in the zone more often because of it.
Terang 2 for 2, homered his last time up. A bomb into right center. Bryce with 11 homers now.
Take a look at that home run to the 4th inning by Bryce Terang. An absolute shot into Toyota territory, his 11th of the year. And Bryce Terang, that was during the Cooper Pratt parents interview. Got to get them back on.
Yeah, they'll be in all the highlights. I think what's most impressive about Terang's season this season is the fact he's taking his walks. He's top 5 in the National League in walks, which puts him up there in the top 10 in the league in on-base percentage. With Terang typically hitting near the top of the order, and his ability to get on base, it means he's scoring a lot of runs as well. Second in the league in runs scored. The Brewers as a team are second in the majors in runs scored. About 5.5 runs a game on average.
Well, there's a threat of him once he's on base too to steal, and so think about what that does to the hitters behind him, and William Contreras, Jake Bauers, Andrew Vaughn. These guys are getting a lot of fastballs because of it.
That's where the Brewers are this month, having a great start to the month of June. Terang takes a ball, another close pitch, just missed. We have not had a challenge in this game. Brewers averaging nearly 8 runs a game in the month of June. Doesn't help to go to Vegas and Coors Field in Colorado.
Certainly helps, but how about the home runs they've hit too? 23.
Runner goes. Chourio doesn't need it. Terang draws the walk. On base for the 3rd time. And the Brewers now in position with 2 on, 1 out. Great speed on the bags for William Contreras.
This is where the Brewers need to put up a crooked number right here. Get some breathing room for the rest of the bullpen down there to close this one and shut this one down. Here's a good shot to do that.
Carl Willis, longtime pitching coach, one of the great pitching coaches in the game. Out for a chat with his starting pitcher, Ciccone.
You talk to people around the game, and Carl Willis is a lot like Chris Hook. Those two are mentioned in the same category in terms of being a couple of the best pitching coaches in baseball, helping turn guys' careers around.
Saw Colin Holderman in the bullpen. Might be buying a little time for Holderman to get loose, but Ciccone is going to face Contreras. We've got a left-hander in Bowers coming up next. This could very well be Ciccone's last hitter. See if Contreras can do some damage and chase the Cleveland starter here in the 6th. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0 Brewers. Challenged him with a first pitch fastball.
At 93 at the top of the zone. Ciccone has been getting hurt on both the 4-seamer and the sinker. Surprise Contreras right there, first pitch.
And it's 0-2. Ciccone has had a tough time against right-handed hitters with his fastball this year. 2nd highest batting average against on that particular pitch by opposing right-handed hitters.
It's a hittable fastball. Kind of what they call a dead zone heater. A dead zone fastball, meaning guys can see it, not real deceptive. That's why he's been going to the cutter a lot.
0-2 the count. Chourio and Terang ready to run here. And that misses. Contreras has been on a great run at the plate. He is an all-star, no matter how you cut it. On the ground, that is gloved by Rocchio, out at second, throw to first, not in time. Heck of a play by Rocchio.
Saved a run for the Cleveland Guardians. Brian Rocchio showing off the range up the middle. You know, hit hard enough where Contreras has gotten base hits on this same type of ball up the middle. But look at that first step from Rocchio, and then he's able to glove it. Pretty nifty flip over to second base to Bazzana. A slide and a really quick flip over to Bazzana. And Good thing William Contreras is running out of the box.
Yeah, that was a terrific play by Rocchio. Pitching change here with Bowers coming up as the Guardians play matchup.
For your brain.
Drone Cam presented by UW Credit Union. And sun setting here in Milwaukee on a Tuesday night. Brewers with an opportunity here. Runners at first and third. And Vinny, a left-hander's coming up in Bowers. Guardians are going with a right-hander, but a guy who's been very good against lefties.
Yeah, lefties hitting just 143 against them with a 412 OPS. That sweeper has been devastating to left-handed batters. Hitters just 2 for 16 against it.
See if Bowers can stay hot. Jumping on the first pitch, he fouls it off. Power sinker at 96 from Colin Holderman. Those are the numbers Vinny is referencing. He's good against both sides, but he's a much better option against lefties than a fatigued starting pitcher in Ciccone.
He had a rough year last year, and he has had a huge bounce back in Colin Holderman.
Snaps a curveball in for a strike.
You talk about Carl Willis and how he's been able to help guys, and this is an example of it right here. Had a ERA north of 7 with the Pittsburgh Pirates last year, and he's been a different guy this season.
2 outs. 0-2 the count on Bowers. Runners at the corners, and Bowers good take. Nasty curveball. He gets a lot of swings and misses on that exact pitch. Speed at third and Churio. Contreras at first. Hustling out a potential double play ball. 2-2 to Bowers.
It's that sweeper. Tried it backdoor. But he's a guy that, remember, we used to see him with Pittsburgh rush it up there over 100 miles per hour. He's got a great arm, and he's found a new home here in Cleveland.
Bowers, one of the top run producers in the league. He is the Brewers' best RBI man, sitting on 46 runs batted in, and hoping to deliver here in the 6th. 1-0 Brewers. And Bowers, that gets by him. No, it hit him. That hits Bowers, so send Churio back. And the bases are loaded now. Hits him on a 2-strike pitch.
Cleveland catches a break right here, BA, because this ball was headed for the backstop. Look how far this ball is pulled. And I don't think that Austin Hedges is going to be able to block that ball, but it does hit Bowers on that front foot. Bases loaded now for Sal Frelick. That would have been a run.
Pat Murphy is going to play matchup himself. So Frelick will hit for Vaughn. Vaughn 0 for 2 tonight. And Sal gets his chance in a big spot here in the 6th inning. Crowd is into it. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Strike 1. Frelick looking for his first ever grand slam. He's 2 for 4 with the bases loaded this year. Broken bat, ground ball to second. Mazzana goes to the bag. Rocchio jumps over Bowers, and the inning is over. So Holderman does his job, and he does. Holderman. Brewers still lead 1-0. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. And by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. American Family Field on a Tuesday night, and what a ball game we have going here. Pitchers duel. It's 1-0 on the Terang homer. Toyota game reset. Terang's homer came in the 4th. Gasser goes 5 2/3. Terrific bounce back start. And now, Vinny, it is Aaron Ashby on the mound for the Brewers.
Pitched on Sunday in that win against the Philadelphia Phillies. Was excellent in 2 innings of work. He's been consistent all season long. Let's see if he can put up a 0 or maybe 2. Let's see how long Pat Murphy wants him to go.
Brewers are in a stretch now where they'll play 18 games in 17 days. You got to be very mindful of the bullpen and the usage of the bullpen. So Milwaukee is going to stack up some games here. Frelick in right, that moves Bowers to first. Brewers finish out this homestand on Thursday afternoon against the Guardians, then go to Atlanta and then start this mad dash to the All-Star break, essentially, where they are going to be very careful with the pitching staff and how they use the bullpen. There's a swing and a miss on a big slider from Ashby. Gets a strikeout, his first batter faced. Check out tonight's Fubo upcoming schedule. Do have that off day on the 25th. Remember, there's a doubleheader in St. Louis as part of this group, but you've got the Braves, the Reds on the road, come back, and a series against the division rival, the Cubs. Brandon Sproat will be a big part of that. Sproat will get the ball tomorrow against Gavin Williams. Williams has been Cleveland's best this year. Night game tomorrow, 6:40 first pitch, and then at a 1:10 start on Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, Brewers thought they were going to miss Gavin Williams, but he was slated to pitch Sunday. They got rained out against Detroit, and so they actually pushed him back an extra day, similar to what the Brewers are doing with Miz and throwing against Atlanta.
Mizorowski could have thrown Thursday. That would have been his regular turn. Deciding to bump him back to that first game in Atlanta.
I think the thought process there, BA, was to give him that extra rest, but also they're trying to chase down the Braves for that first round bye. I mean, I think they're looking that far ahead.
Stuart Fairchild, now the right fielder, started the game in center, and Ashby misses. Big fastball, but Fairchild is aboard. Guardians will take their walks. A high plate discipline team, and that's the third walk tonight.
Let's take a look at that Tavern of the Game. The winner is Seminary Springs Tavern in Madison. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offers courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
First pitch fastball in there to Stephen Kwan. Ashby has been so good. Talk about an all-star caliber pitcher. It is hard to make an all-star team as a non-closer. You have to be pretty spectacular in what you're doing as a non-closer, and I would say Aaron Ashby has been pretty spectacular in what he's doing. Not just racking up the wins. Those are come and go, and just depends on the game situation. As that gets away from Contreras, over to second base Fairchild on a wild pitch.
And he's been doing it over a lot of innings. He's got 40 2/3, now 41 innings, I should say, on the season, and he has been absolutely spectacular with that 2.43 ERA.
1 ball, 1 strike. Kwan takes a strike. Tough on lefties. He's tough on both sides, but especially left-handers. He's one of the more unusual lefties in that he throws a legit sinker, and it's a power sinker.
Yeah, it's a power sinker that can actually get swings and misses, which is really difficult to do. That means it's moving a ton, and it's got some hair on it at 97, that last one.
Back-to-back years, too. He's put together this kind of success. Pitched to a 2.16 ERA last year in 43 games. And a wave and a miss. Look at that. Slider wipes out Kwan.
One of the hardest hitters in the major leagues to strike out, Stephen Kwan. I mean, he virtually never swings and misses, and you're going to see Stephen Kwan take one of the uglier swings that you've seen from him on that breaking ball down in the zone. A little short hop, and Contreras tags him out.
So 2 men out. Here's Gabe Arias now. Tying run at second base. Fairchild, good speed out there. Arias into right field, base hit. Frelick up with it. They're going to send Arias or Fairchild, and he is going to score. Just got a hand in there. Over to second goes Arias. And it is a 2-out RBI single to tie this game.
And you can see what that wild pitch did, allowed Fairchild to get into scoring position, and then this ball off the end of the bat, it's not hit all that hard, and Sal Frelick comes up with a throw, but late to the speedy Fairchild. It gets the long hop, but again, just Fairchild too fast, and the high throw allows Arias to get into second base into scoring position.
All tied at 1. Here is Austin Hedges. Ground ball to third. Hamilton with plenty of time. Low throw. Oh, what a pick by Jake Bowers. My goodness. That was an incredible play by the Brewer first baseman. Wasn't that easy long hop or that easy short hop pick. This was right in the middle. Wow, heck of a play.
Cotton candy skies, beautiful night in downtown Milwaukee here at American Family Field. We're at the Gruber office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Steve Watson along with Tim Dillard here with you. We're not going to see a third shutout in the last 4 games for the Milwaukee Brewers. Need some offense, just 3 hits for this Brewers offense.
Well, number one, this is a pitcher's duel to the max. I thought Robert Gasser was outstanding. But yeah, tied up at 1-1. Hopefully some big bats are coming up here, and Brewers can take a lead. That's all it takes, just 1 run.
Coming up on Brewers Post Game, presented by Freighter at the Medical College of Wisconsin. We'll talk about Cooper Pratt in his Major League debut. And it's going to be a bullpen finish. B.A. and Vinny, let's have some fun.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, guys. Pratt will be due up second here in the bottom of the 7th. Garrett Mitchell leads off. Hunter Gaddis is on the mound for the Guardians. He's got part of their A-list.
He got 11 holds on the season. That slider averages 89 miles per hour. He's got a hard 4-seam fastball and an excellent changeup.
And a big league beard. Straight out of the woods.
6'6", 260. Big intimidating righty.
The trust tree for Stephen Vogt is Gaddis, Heron, and of course Cade Smith, their closer. And that's why giving up a 2-out RBI single to Arias was such a big deal. As Mitchell sends one deep right center. Goodbye. The Brewers back in front with 1 swing of the bat. A frozen rope out of here. And it's 2-1 Milwaukee.
You said it, B.A. That was an absolutely driven baseball, a frozen rope out of here at 112 miles per hour. That's absurd off the bat. 440-foot line drive to right field to put the Brewers up by a run.
That was impressive. And a big swing by Cooper Pratt.
Let's take a look at that home run. That's a 2-1 hanging slider from Gaddis, and Garrett Mitchell was all over it. This is the drive of the game. Brought to you by Toyota, and that's in the second deck, third deck. What a shot.
That's one of the hardest hit balls he's ever had. And it just gives you a glimpse at the incredible talent of Garrett Mitchell.
Man, he punishes breaking balls that are in the zone.
Pratt down 0-2. First big league game. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Late on it, fouls it away. I'm guessing Cooper is going to sleep well tonight. It has been a whirlwind the last 48 hours. There's great video of him all over social media, including the Brewers' social post about Pratt's call up to the big leagues. Pulled him out of a game at AAA, told him the news. And here he is 2 days later, making his major league debut in front of a ton of family and friends from Mississippi. And Pratt, little cue shot over to first. Got us there for Manzardo, and there is out number 1.
Threw him a changeup right off the end of the bat. Yeah, potential to get one more at bat tonight. Hopefully that'll happen. Get some more base runners.
Here's David Hamilton looking for his first hit. It's been a game of pick-me-ups tonight, Vinny. You get pick-me-ups from the defense when Gasser had a couple of walks. Gasser had a pick-me-up after an error. Ashby gives up a run, and Garrett Mitchell with a quick pick-me-up to put the Brewers back in front.
Yeah, now Ashby could potentially be in line for another win. Let's see that. That'd be awesome. The vulture.
And Hamilton fouls it back. 0-2 the count. This Cleveland bullpen has been one of the better bullpens in the big leagues for a number of years now. Their path to the ALCS 2 years ago was through a dominant bullpen, almost unhittable at times. Little jam shot out to second. Bazana makes a play for out number 2. For every Brewers RBI, the Northwestern Mutual Foundation is funding 5 hours of childhood cancer research. That's the equivalent of $250. Northwestern Mutual and the Brewers are proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Two swings of the bats. Producing the runs tonight, Turang and Mitchell with solo homers, and both were monster shots. That's a line drive. Gaddis knocks it down, recovers, and takes care of Yelich. Yelich has hit the ball sharply twice. Nothing to show for it. But number 5 puts one on the board. Garrett Mitchell with his 5th home run of the year. 2-1 Brewers as we go to the 8th.
Start the holiday weekend with $1 hot dogs at the Brewers game on July 2nd. The Crew take on the Reds, and it's the perfect day to bring your squad for the best deal in baseball. Get your $1 dog tickets at Brewers.com.
Aaron Ashby back on the mound as we start the 8th. Brewers lead once again, courtesy of Garrett Mitchell. 2-1 Brewers. Top of the Guardians batting order here. Bazana followed by Rocchio, then Rhys Hoskins. Ashby with 2 Ks in the 7th. Gave up the 2-out RBI single to Arias. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. A wild pitch really cost him last inning. That'll be an earned run. That was Fairchild who had walked to get on, and then wild pitch to second base. Got a challenge. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Confirmed. Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
It's our first challenge of the night. Unsuccessful for Contreras. He framed himself. He made it look better to himself than it was.
And Bazana told him, hey, I know the zone, man.
And Bazana is aboard. Leadoff walk. Speedy runner is on. Ashby's a tough guy to run on. Ashby's a reliever, but he's got the starting pitcher sensibilities. Holds runners well, athletic, got a quick move. But it's his second walk here in the last inning plus, and Chris Hook is on his way out.
And not not too happy with himself and walking the leadoff hitter. That's the same-handed hitter as he's throwing from that left side. So tough on lefties. Needs a ground ball double play right here.
Buys some time for Abner Uribe to get loose. Brewers had the day off yesterday, so they're loaded for bear in their bullpen. And it is a pitching change. So Chris Hook is going to give Ashby the hook after an inning plus. Ashby shaking his head, and in the game comes Uribe. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Brewers. So Aaron Ashby, who is very familiar and used to multi-inning roles, walked the first batter. It's going to be Abner Uribe now with a runner at first.
They're going to try and roll up a double play right here against Brian Rocchio. Pitched on Sunday, 22 pitches in an inning of work for Abner. Going for hold number 8 on the season. He got 7 right now. Looking for a ground ball.
Big strikeout numbers for Uribe. About a strikeout per inning pitched. And he's got the switch hitter Rocchio at the plate with Mazana at first, and the first pitch just missed inside. Brewers are down to just 1 challenge. That might have gone Contreras' way. Not willing to use it there.
You see that from William every once in a while. He knows that his pitcher's kind of scattering some balls, so he tries to help him with a challenge, and then he loses a challenge. That's why I think he did not pull the trigger on that last one, the first pitch to Rocchio.
Brewers set up to turn a double play, and that one's in the air. Lazy slicing fly ball. Churio for out number 1. Back to first goes Bazana. 99-mile-an-hour sinking fastball from Uribe.
Yeah, heavy fastball from Abner Uribe that got in on the hands of Rocchio.
And here is Rhys Hoskins. Hoskins had a double his last time up, facing a reliever, Joel Kuhnel. And he's up there hacking, jumping on the first pitch. Not much you can do with 98 upstairs like that, even if you're looking for it. Hoskins is a prime double play candidate. Slow runner. And that's going to get by Contreras. And another wild pitch. It hurt Ashby last inning. Let's hope Uribe doesn't have the same fate.
Back-to-back innings where Brewers pitchers send one back to the backstop and allows Guardians runners to get into scoring position, up by only 1.
Takes a double play opportunity away. 1 out in the inning. 2-1 Brewers. Were in the 8th. Pickall play at second. Timing play there. Good try. Well executed, but Bazana back. Oftentimes those are called on the PitchCom keypad by the catcher.
Yeah, just to make sure that he stays honest. You don't want him to get over to third base with less than 2 outs.
And a swing and a miss. Gassed him up at 100. Uribe strikes out Hoskins. Second out of the inning. First strikeout for Abner.
Just gassed him up right here at 100 miles per hour with movement on it. It gets behind the barrel of Rhys Hoskins. And 1 out to get.
And it's Daniel Schneemann Second at bat for Schneemann. Pinch hit in the 6th. And he grounded out with 2 men on. And that gets by Contreras. Second wild pitch of the inning for Uribe. Contreras having a tough time back there with the nastiness of Uribe right now. Slider in the dirt.
It is bounced way in front of the plate, and Contreras not able to glove it and keep it in front to keep Pizzana at second base. Guardians are 90 feet away from tying this game.
Ball and no strikes on Schneemann. Yeah, he goes. That's a strike. Schneemann had runners at second and third in the 6th inning. There were 2 outs, and he grounded out. Kunal got him. Ended the Guardians' threat. Ball and a strike. 2-1. Guardians 1 for 10 runners in scoring position tonight. They are down at the bottom of the major leagues in that category throughout the year.
Yeah, 4th worst.
2 balls and a strike, and Schneemann fouls it back. It's 2-2. I guess my question here would be, how aggressive will Uribe be, having already thrown 2 wild pitches? Does he go with a breaking ball, or does he stick with a fastball?
I gotta imagine he's gonna stick with that fastball. You see a couple fake shakes called for from William Contreras. Let's see if he elevates the heater.
2-2 the count. Runner at third. The tying run. 2 outs in the 8th, and he does elevate the fastball. 3-2.
I would be very leery of throwing that slider. I would stay with the heater.
Full count. See what he does. And he does throw the slider, and he missed with it. That's a heck of a take by Schneemann.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, it is. Especially because you got to imagine he was thinking along with us. And it was a well-located slider that started at the knees and broke down below the zone.
Makes you wonder if he's just selling out for the fastball. And if it's anything else, tip your hat if it's a strike.
Right.
But it wasn't. And now Uribe starts all over. Second walk of the inning. Ashby walked the first batter. Uribe came in. 2 wild pitches. And now he issues his first walk. First and third for Kyle Manzardo. Did he? A challenge.
The catcher's Townsend pitch.
I don't know. Does not look like a strike from here. Let's see. ABS says no.
Cause confirmed. Milwaukee is out of challenges.
Ryan Atherton has had a very good strike zone tonight. He's been challenged twice, both unsuccessful challenges. Umpire's got a perfect night going. A ball, no strikes on Manzardo. Brewers are out of challenges the rest of the game.
That's where Abner Uribe needs to live, right there. Top rail heater, 98 to 100 miles per hour.
Tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. Both run well. 1-1. Jammed him. Foul ball. 1-2 now. Big pitch coming. Guardians threatening in this 8th inning. Let's see what he goes with. Uribe from the stretch. Long pause, using all of that pitch clock. Now he fires, and a foul ball. Better cut that time on a 100-mile-an-hour sinker.
Get down in the zone. Manzardo hitting just 220 on right-handed fastballs, and this is no ordinary right-handed fastball on Abner Uribe.
That was some piece of hitting to foul that off. Do it again. Another 1-2. And he struck him out on a breaking ball. Pinpoint command when he needed it. Abner Uribe sticks the landing on a slider and strikes out Manzardo to end the inning and end the threat. Brewers still lead 2-1. It's the reigning National League Player of the Week. Jackson Churio makes his way to home plate. He'll lead off. Matt Festa is in the game for Cleveland, Vinny.
Yeah, Matt Festa, sweeper, four-seamer. He's given up 5 home runs on this season. Let's see if the Brewers can pop another one out. Yeah, played for Team Paisan in the World Baseball Classic.
Is that right? That's your old team.
Yeah.
Team Italy. What a run they made this year. Churio on a hop to Rocchio. Throw to first is in time. That was a strange looking batted ball there. And a one-hopper for a 6-3 putout. Tonight's StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Bryce Terang got the party started in the 4th. He launched one out of here. 409 was the distance. Left the bat at 103 plus into the Toyota territory.
He's having a night. On base 3 times. 11th of the season for Bryce Terang, 2nd on the team.
Wisconsin Lottery home run leaderboard. Terang 2 for 2 and a walk tonight. On base all 3 times. Infield hit. Homer walked in the 6th. Now 43 runs batted in. Among league leaders in that category too. What a great player. He's turned himself into not only a great defender, he was always an elite defender, but he's turned himself into a major threat offensively. Half swing, little roller out to Arias. And there is out number 2 as we send it down to Sophia.
BA Brandon Woodruff went out on a rehab assignment with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, pitched in the Quad Cities tonight, and here is a look at his pitching line. Our Freighter and Medical College of Wisconsin injury report. Woody finished 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 82 pitches. More importantly, checked the boxes of what he was trying to accomplish tonight, the 6 ups and getting that pitch count over 80 pitches. So good line there for Brandon Woodruff.
Probably in his truck on the highway driving back right now.
Yeah, it's got to feel good about that outing, especially getting the pitch count up. 6 punch outs and 5 1/3. Good stuff from Big Woo.
Two outs here in the 8th.
I was going to say too, BA, when you think about the Brewers rotation and what it's going to look like with Big Woo back in it, formidable to say the least. And Miz Harrison, the way that Shane Drowan's been throwing the baseball, get Big Woo back in there.
It'll be McGill for the 9th. Save situation pending. Brewers lead 2-1. And the 1-2 to Contreras. Good take. Yeah, the Brewers pitching staff continues to shine. And developing pitchers too along the way. That's probably the biggest topic of discussion around the league as Contreras strikes out. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Festa. 2-1 ball game. We go to the 9th. Trevor McGill on to try to nail it down and put an opening win against Cleveland in the books. On tonight, Cooper Pratt makes his major league debut. The Brewers get a couple of solo homers from Terang and Mitchell. And they lead 2-1 as we go to the 9th. Trevor McGill on to try to nail it down. 3 outs away.
Going for his 9th save of the season in 11 opportunities. Yeah, big 3 outs for Trevor McGill right here, who's back, it seems, into that closer's role.
8 out of 10 in save opportunities, as Vinny mentioned. Those couple of blown saves early, lost that role. It was a bit of a revolving door between Uribe, McGill, and even Ashby at times. And now McGill gets the ninth. Ashby came in the 7th and went an inning plus, gave up a walk in the 8th, and Uribe 2 strikeouts in a scoreless inning and a walk, and now McGill. And it's Petey Halpin off the Cleveland bench as McGill strike 1 on a big fastball.
Halpin taking Angel Martinez's spot after he went on the IL with a broken foot.
0-2 the count. Lands a curve. It's always a big pitch for Trevor McGill.
And McGill's been featuring 2 different versions of that curveball. One that he can land for a strike, and then one that's hard and a little bit bigger. Saw that last one right there was that swing and miss curve.
And he got him. Put a fastball right by him. What a start for McGill.
And whenever you see Trevor McGill locked in and throwing the baseball well, he's actually commanding the fastball to spots. And he does it right here. Top rail, outer edge, and gets Halpin to swing and miss.
1 away. Stephen Kwan now. Kwan, a very patient hitter, rarely strikes out, although Ashby struck him out in the 7th inning. Brewers lead 2-1. Close, tight game, just as we thought it would be, with 2 excellent pitching staffs. Kwan on the ground. Terang gobbles it up. 2 away. He's thrown 3 curveballs, Vinny. Strikes with all of them.
Yep. He's commanding it. Lower part of the zone. When you're a 2-pitch guy, you got to have both of them working, and you got to have both of them for strikes.
1 piece to the puzzle remaining. And it's been a nemesis hitter in the Guardians lineup tonight. Gabe Arias has 2 hits, including a game-tying RBI single in the 7th.
Two of the 4 hits for the Guardians coming off the bat of Arias.
He's got him in swing mode right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And Arias takes a ball in. Wants a new baseball. Not enough strikes in that one.
I love how he does that. gives himself a little bit of a breather, mental reset.
He'll empty out the ball bag quickly. 2-1 the count. 2 outs in the 9th. 2-2 now. Aaron Ashby is in line for the win, believe it or not. It would be his 10th major league leader in that category. 2-2 the count. McGill misses upstairs again. And let's see what he goes with in a 3-2 count. He's got the 2 versions of that breaking ball. Arias has seen them both. Full count. 2 outs. Here he comes. And did he go? Yes, he did. Ball game over. McGill gets the strikeout. And the Brewers win a thriller tonight. 2-1 over the Guardians. Solo home runs from Mitchell and Terang. And it makes a winner out of Aaron Ashby. Cooper Pratt's major league debut. The Brewers put 1 in the win column, Vinny.
I tell you what, this day in this game was a little bit about Cooper Pratt's major league debut. But the Brewers get it done with a couple of home runs. Go-ahead homer by Garrett Mitchell. was a big swing of the bat. And then how about the save from Trevor McGill? That was a big-time save from him. Good win in this game 1 of the series against a tough Cleveland Guardians ball club.
Best start, first 70 games in franchise history. Brewers shaking hands for the 44th time this year already. And a 2-1 victory with 2 to play. Brewers postgame coming your way next. Stephen Watson and Tim Dillard on the other side. Sophia will be down there with interviews. And Vinny and I will see you all tomorrow night, everyone. So